Hello and welcome to my very first cast of Heart of the Swarm. My name is Jethro, and today we're going to be looking at a PvZ on Star Station. Now, we do have, spawning as the blue Zerg, in the northeastern corner, it is none other than DJ Wheat. And then, spawning in the southwestern corner as the yellow Protoss player, it is myself. Playing under a strange name because it is a friend's account. He was oh so generous to lend this to me. But it is myself. Now that does pose a bit of an issue because I do know what happens in this game, obviously, because I played in it, but we're just going to have a look anyways, see how things develop, give you guys a first look at Heart of the Swarm. Now I did decide to go for the standard Forge Fast Expand. This map, Star Station, looked pretty good for it. You have a relatively tight choke here between the ramp and the wall, that pylon, nicely taking up that area. Back in DJ Wheat's base, not exactly sure what he did, sending out the drone scout, the Overlord. Unfortunately for him, going in the wrong direction, although my scouting is going to be a little bit slow as well, so not that big of a deal. Checking out some of the new things of Heart of the Swarm, you'll notice that, of course, the workers are mentioned here above the Nexus, letting you know just how many you have on the minerals. Very useful for pretty much everybody, to be honest. You don't have to select and do a quick count real quick to get that optimal mining saturation. You can just have a look there. You may have also noticed that off the break the drones split themselves. That's something that I know people aren't quite so sure about so far. A lot of discussion going on as to whether or not that should be included. But this being the very beginning of the beta, plenty of changes to come, I am sure. Pool goes down for DJ Wheat as well as his Nexus. It was Hatchery before Pool. Everybody doing very macro builds nowadays in the beta because everybody wants to get to the end game because that's where the majority of the new units are. And you can see DJ Wheat being a little bit annoying, not letting me get that Forge down, but there it goes. I did go Nexus before Forge. Pylon as well, so I can keep on making those probes. Up to a nice 16 out of 24 on this Nexus here. Back in the DJ Wheat base, it is things as usual. Second hatchery finishing up, continuing to make those drones. No gases yet. He's not worried about speed because he knows this is going to be macro all the way. Queen finally on the way, however. And 2 assimilators for myself. Throwing those down, and you can see, just as with the Nexus, it does have that little 0 out of 3, so that you cannot make the mistake of having 2 or 4 guys on there anymore. Can help with that economic balance. Although, once again, that is something that people aren't quite so sure about. Some people saying it makes the game too easy, but we're going to have to wait and see what Blizz thinks. Although you will notice that right now I'm at 2 out of 3. I think I will fix that in just a second or so. At least I hope so. And back at the DJ Wheat side of the map, his third base has gone down. I'm sneaking a little probe up here. I think I did some aggression on the third base a little bit later in the game, so I was just trying to hide him for the time being. Very late cannon goes down for me. It's another sort of thing where I was very comfortable. I had a feeling DJ Wheat wasn't going to rush me or anything like that, so I just wanted to focus on economy, get to those late game new units. DJ Wheat with the Gosu Overlord positioning is going to go ahead and see my probe. Just a couple seconds here. Yep, there it is. DJ Wheat is aware, and here goes the Zergling to stop that guy. I remember this now, because the Zergling was a pain in the ass. DJ Wheat taking map control as well. 4 Xel'Naga watchtowers on this map. Controlling them does pretty much cover every single attack path. And attack paths are something that this map does not lack. I think out of the beta maps, this one is my favorite so far. Has a nice sort of low ground to high ground attack paths along the edges here, which I think works out quite nicely, just because there are, are more direct routes if he is close by air, or you can sneak around down through the middle. but it's all covered by those Zelnanga watchtowers, as we mentioned just a moment ago. Adding some gases back in my base, getting that +1 done for that early aggression that I wanted to occur. My probe continuing to run away from that Zergling, but we decided the Zelnanga watchtower was a little bit more important for the time being. You can see he actually controls all four, getting that excellent map vision if we take a look at that. He can see just about everything I'm doing. However, this probe, being the little sneaky thing that it is, still manages to throw down a pylon, but it is in DJ Wheat's vision. Stargate going down back on my side of the map, a little bit late, but it's not for Phoenixes or Void Rays or anything of that nature. I'm going to use it for Oracles right away. And the harassment of the Oracles so far seems to be very effective. It's difficult for the Zerg player to deny, as they are so quick they can dodge Spore Crawlers or just get in and out before dying, that type of thing. Speed going down for DJ Wheat while he denies my pylons, or at least tries to. I was somewhat adamant about getting this early aggression going, so throwing down a couple more pylons here and there. First Oracle is on the way. Oracle is costing 150 minerals, 200 gas, so a little bit heavy on the gas. I was finding in a lot of these games that I was very, very gas starved. Of course, my economy balancing not the best out there, but I'm going to have to see just how that comes into play as this beta does develop. I got a couple Zealots out on the field, killed some Zerglings, but Spine Crawlers, no thank you, gonna go ahead and get out of there, running those Zealots on home. Oracle moving out across the map, you can notice immediately that they are very, very swift indeed, and also very fragile, only 20 shields and 80 HP. Killing my own cyber to free myself from the grips of my own base. Alright, back in the DJ Wheat side of things, his lair is about halfway done. Throwing down that double Evo, gonna get things going now that he has plenty of gas. Time for us both to start teching up to show you guys these new units. Macro hatch as well. Trying to keep an eye on my oracles up here. I do want to see this harassment, or show you guys to it rather. I've seen it. But I think this is going to be a very, very cool new feature of the Protoss race. I mean, I know we've known about the Oracle for a long time. Lots of people have talked about it, but actually using it in real games, it just felt very, very fun, to be honest. The speed plus the fragility just made for a real great experience. And we should see that pretty soon here, as I do get up over 100 energy, which is how much it requires to cast that Entomb spell. At the same time, I was trying to get a little bit of map control as I push out and take my third. Nothing too out of the ordinary there, just trying to set up for the late game. Twilight Council and some more Forge action went down as well, just getting all that tech going. Spire goes down for Wheat somewhere. I will find it. There it. Oh, spines and spores. There's the Spire. We can see that DJ Wheat was throwing down some preemptive spore crawlers, as in the earlier games that we played, he was getting very, very annoyed by these oracles. And speaking of which, here we go, going for the Entomb. There it is. Stops all mining on the Zerg base. Very, very annoying. And you can see without any spine crawlers or anything like that there, the Queen is going to take a very long time to clear off all of these mineral patches, delaying the mining quite significantly. And, oh, that one went in as well, and you can see the Spore Crawler was there, but my Oracle did not care, so these minerals also entombed. And we do see I decided to throw down a Dark Shrine. I had the brilliant idea of, hey, I'll harass with Oracles and Dark Templars. Well, we're not going to see that work too well, because guess what? Spore Crawlers are already down for the Oracles, so the Dark Templar are not going to work out that well. In hindsight, not my most genius idea. But I was winging it, trying to use these new units in conjunction with our old favorites, trying to see just what I could get done. A couple more Oracles chilling out here. I was trying to have as constant mineral harassment as I possibly could. And we can see now that this Oracle has gotten up over 100, it will go and check for the fourth, which did not exist. He's going to fly up here, take some damage from the queen, but gets out of there so quick. Such an effective harassment. You can see Wheat actually was forced to get Mutas, who's trying to use these as an anti-oracle unit, and they will do that. Here comes my attempt at the Dark Templar. Watch and see just how badly they fail. This Overseer was in position, ready to go. Sporecrawler was up there anyways. So, 4 Dark Templars immediately dying. Well done, Self. That was impressive. 4th base does go down for DJ Wheat. While this Oracle moves in once again, you can see, I mean, Wheat knows that these are there. He has a Sporecrawler, he has a Queen, getting more some spines as well. That's sort of something I've been thinking about, is whether or not you want to try and prevent the harassment, or whether or not you just want something in position to clear up the harassment as quickly as possible. That is what these spine crawlers are doing. They're accepting the fact that the harassment will occur and just trying to clean it up nice and quick. Back in the Protoss space, the fleet beacon has gone down. Gotta get up to those Tempest, which are the new capital ship for the Protoss race, of course. We will be seeing a decent number of those momentarily. 5th base goes down for the Zerg player, as well as the Hive. So DJ Wheat getting up to those Hive tech units. Gonna be seeing those quite soon as well. Getting Evolve Enduring Locusts as well. One of the new upgrades of the beta. From that Infestation Pit. Increases the lifetime of the Locusts by 10 seconds. I actually did not know what that did until just now, as you could probably tell. But I will say, having faced those Locusts a number of times, they are a pain. They are a very good unit, it seems so far. So I feel like that is going to be an upgrade we're going to be seeing from now on quite frequently. Back in my base, getting harassed by some mutas. Nothing new here. Very Wings of Liberty style. Just getting those mutas in there, killing my cannons, killing off my Stargate so that I can't make new Tempest. And I did not have Blink ready, so I cannot quite defend this harassment as well as I would like to. Did I cancel this? Ugh, I didn't cancel it. First Tempest is out on the map, however. We can see that they do have 30 damage and 10 range to begin with that 3.3 weapon speed, and they're trying to run away from the mutas. And my first Tempest does die. Thank you, DJ Wheat, for that one. Another one on the way, however, and I should also mention that they are not cheap. They are 300 with a 75-second build time and 6 supplies, so they are a serious endgame unit. Definitely not going to be getting those until you're on at least 3 base. Perhaps maybe there'll be some 2 base Tempest pushes. It's certainly possible, but I think they're going to be a very solid 200 army type of endgame unit as things progress. DJ Wheat pulled me to the right to defend my 4th from these mutas, and at the same time he sent some roaches down to my 3rd, and I had nothing in position to deal with this, so my 3rd does fall immediately. I managed to pull the probes away and only lose a couple, but my base has been brought down. At the same time, Dark Templar is up here patrolling around. He hasn't found anything, so my harassment not quite as effective as DJ Wheat's. Although I did try and take down this 4th base with the Dark Templar earlier, that is why it is at half HP. Ooh, and I appear to have forgotten about this Oracle. Sitting at 190 energy, he hasn't done anything in a little while. I feel bad for that Oracle, I'm sorry. DJ Wheat getting the pathogen glands as well as some swarm hosts. He was using these units quite effectively throughout the night. Very, very strong, as I mentioned earlier. Seven swarm hosts now on the way, and pathogen glands close enough to finish that he can start some infestors if he so chooses. And that's another thing that, of course, has not changed, is those basic timings that we all know and love. Nidus Network actually goes down as well. And a Baneling Nest. I do not remember the Baneling Nest, but there it is. and out pops the Swarm Host. They walk a little bit strange, but not the prettiest graphic either, but very good units. In the meantime, I'm just gathering up a gigantic death ball of Stalkers and trying to complement it with these Tempest. In some earlier games I did try and go Zealot Tempest, mixes like that, which weren't very effective. I thought the economy would balance, the Tempest being so gas heavy, the Zealots of course not requiring any, but I couldn't make it work quite yet, so now I was just trying Stalkers. Also, I finally have a Mothership Core on the way. I forgot about its existence until the 22-minute mark, apparently. But there it is, Mothership Core is on the map. And I immediately began upgrading it to a full-on Mothership. I do believe that getting that Mothership Core, and because of the need for the Fleet Beacon for the Tempest, that we may be seeing earlier and more frequent Motherships in some of the matchups, and that's something that I am quite excited about, because a Mothership, always a fun unit to use, those Vortexes. And I should also note that when you transform the Mothership, you keep the amount of energy from the Mothership Core, if I'm not mistaken. So you can sort of get into Mothership mode with vast amounts of energy. And we do see moving up with this giant Protoss army, I've managed to take down that base from DJ Wheat. At the same time, he's harassing a little bit with these few mutas that are left down here. And the Queen and the Nidus Worm, and here come the Swarm Hosts pouring out of the Nidus Worm and burrowing. Then unburrowing. I'm continuing to push forward here with my Stalker Tempest army. You can see the the Tempest with that huge range firing from behind the line, and they do not even have the range upgrade at this point in time. So you can imagine with that upgrade they would be even further back, protected from all these units. Swarm Hosts doing their best to hold off the onslaught. And I believe I do not have any detection with me here, that is why I'm not killing these, of course. At the same time, I did use some Stalkers to clean up this situation down here, forcing the Nidus Worm back. And you can see these Swarm Hosts, I mean, because I don't have this detection, they just keep on spawning their Locusts, and there's nothing I can do about them, and they slowly just whittle down my army. I do not have any Stalkers remaining, only these Tempests, which are now getting destroyed by these Hydras. Hydras having a new use in this beta. Just take down those high capital ships, the Tempest. I was forced to cancel my Mothership earlier, and I used the Purify ability to try and defend this third from the Locusts that were out of that Nidus Worm. So now trying to remorph it, and throwing down a fifth base as well over on the right side. And just saturating it with gas for the moment, because that's what I needed. Because these Tempests were so expensive on gas. You can see that I'm actually floating a lot now because I lost my production for a little bit there. Both DJ Wheat and I floating massive amounts of minerals, showing off our impressive macro skills. And Zerg Carapace level 3, as well as another Nidus Worm on the way. Wheat likes his Nidus Worms, I can tell you that much. He was using them to get across the map and attack in all sorts of positions throughout the night, and he was doing so quite effectively. Although I don't think this one worked too well, because I kind of knew where he was going because he went there last time. Yeah, not quite gonna let that one happen, DJ Wheat. My apologies. See, the Mothership has finished transforming, and it is just like the Mothership that we knew and loved, having that mass recall and those vortex abilities. Although you note that my Mothership does have a large amount of energy having just spawned, and that's because it kept some of that energy from its lesser form. Which is kind of nice, because you can transform that Mothership and immediately have some vortexes ready to go. I forgot to transform a gateway. And another Nidus Worm out of DJ Wheat spawns up on this right-hand side, and I have no idea So he's going to pour some Hydras down this ramp and take out this base in a matter of moments. And my slow Tempest army making its way across the map. These guys do take forever and a day to get just about anywhere. The Nexus does go down. The probes running for their life, but here come the Stalker Archon mix. I have managed to get some vision up onto the high ground with these Tempest. But I do not think I have any detection here once again, so these Swarm Hosts would have been a problem. But DJ Wheat decides to pull back, getting everything back into the Nidus room just in time, saving that army after having taken down my 5th in quite an effective form. Also spreading some nice creep into my base area, thanks for that, DJ Wheat. 7 Vipers on the way. As well as some Broodlords. Wheat pulling down his Swarm Host Hydra army to meet me here at this right side of the map location. But not burrowing the Swarm Host, moves them forward into my army, and I decimate them with my Quasi Archons and Tempest. Here come the Vipers. I think he was trying to pull my Mothership forward, but that does not seem to be possible here, so he can't do too much about it. He does not have the ground army to support, and no, there is the Vortex. All the Broodlords go in. A second Vortex goes down because of that boosted Mothership energy that I was talking about earlier. They're not boosted, but just having it earlier in the game. And then I throw everything into the Vortexes as well, and I think this is going to be all she wrote. Here we go, the Archons doing what they do best, destroying the Broodlords, Tempest helping out as well as the Stalkers and everything else. DJ Wheat falling to 127 supply, and he GG's, knows that he cannot hang on any longer. So I was able to take that first game there over DJ Wheat. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't the highest level of gameplay out there, but you did get to see some of those new units. Check out how they function on the field and in those battles. So stay tuned for some more Heart of the Swarm casts coming up. I'm going to try and get my hands on some pro level replays for you guys. So this has been Jethro. Thanks for watching.